One of my jobs when I was in high school was working at Foot Locker. Yes, I had that black and white striped shirt. I loved it. I actually wish I still had it. It would have helped with some last minute Halloween costume ideas. But when I worked there, you could only get, or you got more hours based on the amount of money that you sold, as well as how many multiple sales that you had. And multiple sales means 2 or more items in one purchase by a customer. And I was like, I need more hours. At the time, I think I wanted one of those covers for those cool Nokia phones that had just come out that I was able to have. And I was like, I need a new cover. So I'm sure I was saving up for something like that. So I wanted more hours. And I was trying to think of a way to get multiple sales because the clients that were coming in really wanted one pair of shoes for a purpose, whether it was basketball shoes or running shoes, casual, or shoes for their kids. And I was trying to figure out how I could sell more items. And at the time I was just struggling because people typically didn't want to spend another 50, 60 or more dollars on a second pair of shoes. Maybe somebody would buy a pair of socks or a pack of socks, but that was pretty rare too. So I started to listen more to what the customers were saying. And I was noticing a trend of a lot of kids that were coming in with their parents needing new shoes. And the parents didn't want to spend a ton of money on a pair of shoes that the kids were only going to wear for a couple of months. So they were picking the less expensive shoes, and some of them weren't as flashy in terms of colors or style, and they were struggling almost selling these shoes to their kids. It was kind of, these are the shoes you're getting, you either wear them or you don't. And the kids were just fighting, and you could just tell this child was not going to wear the shoes. And I just thought, you know what, it would spice these shoes up, a pair of just shoelaces, just getting a pair of shoelaces, and they're between $2 or $3. And I would bring over different colors, show the parents, show the kids, and you can see their eyes light up and be like, I love these hot pink shoelaces, or I love these neon green shoelaces. And just with that easy fix, they thought these were the coolest shoes ever. And then I was getting other clients coming in just talking about, oh man, I still really like the shoes, but sometimes they look a little worn, and you can really see it in the shoelaces, especially at the ends where it's no longer fused together. So I'd be like, why don't you just get ahead of that and buy shoelaces, an extra pair with your sneakers? So I quickly became one of the top multiple sellers at the Foot Locker branch I was at. And it was just by listening to what people had to say, what their pain points were. And we can do this in the workplace too. A lot of the times we have this really cool idea or suggestion or things that we want to push forward that people aren't going to go for the whole shebang, right? People aren't necessarily going to want to buy that second large pair of shoes or your huge project. So really listening and identifying what the pain points that your manager is talking about or what your team is talking about. What is something small that you can add to the picture? What is something small that you can suggest? And maybe that small idea will build on something else and will build on something else. So it's not always bringing in my mentality sometimes is go big, go home, but small things can make a difference. And if you hit on and understand what people's pain points are or what they want to fix, maybe a small tweak in a certain way could be really helpful. Maybe it's adding a standing meeting because people want to keep up to date on what's going on. Maybe it's just answering emails within 48 hours and letting people know that that's important because we have a really pressing deadline going up, or 24 hours. Really just thinking about something small, a suggestion or a change that you might be able to implement. So I'd love to hear what small changes that you've been able to do and how you've been able to sell your ideas to your fellow staff members and your manager. I hope you have a great rest of the day.